Everybody, Tony Gohard here for the Punk Rock Conspirator, and today we are getting into the Betz Mystery Sphere. I've got the stuff written down in front of me over here. It is all handwritten, so I'm probably going to stumble over my words a little bit, but that's just the way that I have to do it right now. I don't have a printer or anything or another device to read off of, and actually if I did, it would probably be a phone and be too small for me to be able to put up, so that's what's going on with that. So before we jump into this, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know if you've heard this story before, because it seems like it's been a story that's been around for a while. Also, there's various links down there to my other channels and all that stuff, but we're just going to jump straight into this right here. Betz Mystery Sphere. On March 27, 1974, the Betz family investigated a small brush fire near their home in Fort George Island, Florida. The family of three, Anton, Jerry, and their son Terry, came across a small metal sphere the size of a bowling ball. Their first thought was the sphere had been a cannonball left over from New World conquistadors, which already seems kind of weird because you think that they would have stumbled across that before, especially if that ball had just been sitting there for whenever conquistadors, a couple hundred years or something. I don't know. They decided to take the sphere back to their house. Several days later, Terry was playing guitar in their home. The sphere seemed to react to the sound of the guitar. It made a throbbing noise. Later, the sphere was noticed rolling on its own and even stopped in its own and changed direction. Terry started doing experiments with the sphere. He noticed the sphere would make a noise when hit with a hammer. The sphere would move after being shaken and placed on the ground. The Betz reported that the sphere moved on its own several times and that it would follow people around the house seemingly on its own. Eventually, they started to take the sphere into a tank and only took it out to show their friends and family. So already, I do like the story, but we're going to get into the second part of it. This first part I do like because it sounds pretty cool, but then everybody just goes back into it and then people investigate it and they ruin it with facts and logic instead of just letting it be a fun, cool story. So, I'm going to get this thing changed over. Because, yeah, see, this is all handwritten. I wrote this down so long ago and I've just barely started making videos again. So, it's going to be a transition, getting back into it, getting back into the feel, into the flow. So, a 2012 analysis by Skeptoid revealed contemporary media analysis that indicated that the sphere was a ball check valve produced by Bell and Howell Company. Its size, weight, and metallurgy composition matched those of the company's valve check valves. So, I guess that's what that is. It's kind of, what is that, underwhelming. It kind of just totally drags it down, but there's still more that I gotta read. So, Skeptoid also revealed analysis of the sphere's seemingly autonomous motion, noting that the sphere sat quietly on display inside the Betz house home for nearly 2 weeks, and it's not reported to have ever moved on its own at all, except for when someone took it down to experiment with it. And quoting the representative of the United States Navy, who stated, "I believe it is because of the construction of the house. It is old and has uneven stone floors. The ball is almost perfectly balanced and it takes just a little to make it move or change direction." So their floors uneven. That's what makes it look like it's rolling on its own and changing direction because it takes a track this way, then that way, then this way. And again, total drag on the story. Why do they have to mess it up? As well as Skeptoid noticed coverage of New Mexico artist James Deering Jones, who had been collecting scrap metal for use in sculptures. During Jones reported having loaded ball check valve into the rooftop luggage rack of his Volkswagen bus and driven through the Jacksonville area around Easter of 1971, at which time a few of the balls rolled off the luggage rack and were lost. So that explains how the ball got there. The company that made the that was making the check valves, they already said that that's dead on with their manufacturing process. So that basically explains it. Case open and closed. That sucks. I mean, it seemed like such a good story until they actually start doing all that stuff to figure it out, and then you're just kind of like, man, that was such a good story until that point. But it is what it is. So that is the end of the mystery valve. The mystery ball that turned out to be a valve. There are plenty of other videos that I'm going to be making about stuff like this. Hopefully some of them are unresolved so that we can hold out some hope, but it is what it is whenever it comes to these kinds of things. There's usually a really lame explanation that's just, a complete bore, but whatever. So yeah, again, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment in the comment box, let me know what's up. There's also a Patreon that you can get on so that you can help to, throw a little bit of cash. That way you can keep this channel going as well as my other ones. And I will catch y'all in the next video.